I'm gonna have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there.
G'day, mate. You have the manners of a goat. And you smell like a dung heap.
Yeah, wait a minute now. I got something to say, too.
You're short on ears and long on mouth.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
What was the question again, sir?
Not these guys.
The numbers all go to 11.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
That doesn't make sense.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Did you want to start it off with some Aussie stuff? Yeah?
Yeah.
Because you said you wrote a few, yeah?
Yeah, I got a few.
You got a few.
I got a couple.
Because that'll probably help me jog my memory a bit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Fucking...
Haven't seen much Aussie comedy in a while, obviously with everything being shut and all that sort of stuff. Like, just jog me memory, bruh.
I reckon one of the top of the list for Aussies, man, for me, is Steve Hughes.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Not Dave Hughes.
No.
This motherfucker's like the complete opposite.
No, this guy's like a legit comedian, eh?
Man, we've seen him twice too.
Twice.
In person, bro.
They were both awesome.
Yep.
And then we've seen just heaps of his specials and tapings
man.
and that sort of stuff. And they're all good. I've never seen one that's bad.
Yeah.
Even just clips. You just type them into YouTube, you'll find some wicked stuff, just...
The thing I like about him too is like, when we get onto the dude you were just showing me then.
Yeah.
Like, I really like the simple stuff. Love that shit. But also like it when like they can be a little bit thought-provoking as well.
Yeah.
I get that with Steve Hughes. Yeah. He's like a funny philosopher.
Yeah.
Almost.
Big time, yeah. And I like it when it's just like, it's thoughts that go against the grain. You know? So that's what it's so funny.
Yeah.
It's like, or sometimes it's like not so much dark humor or whatever. I love a bit of dark humor, but it's just like, it's just those against the grain thoughts that only comedians usually have, you know, that just like, they pop into your head every now and again. But these guys must just have them every single day. They know how to fucking...
I was saying to my pop the other day, why is it like we're living in a time where, like the most accurate information doesn't come from the news. It's coming from like comedians.
Yeah.
Because they're the best social
truth
commentators, man, when they're on their shit.
Well, the weird thing is like it's heaps of the time it's like they're the only people that are allowed to tell the truth sometimes because
Or got the balls to do it.
Or because like it's in the vein of a joke, they can come at it like a Bill Bear, anyone like can just say the actual truth about whatever, whether it comes to race, religion, or whatever, the equality and fucking sex and pay and whatever the fuck it is, like they can just be 100% truthful when people like, they're like, oh man, this is the truth. This isn't fucking the bullshit that fucking we're fed every day and we're told to fucking listen to.
The sad thing I reckon is like,
because like anyone else, like an actor goes out and says that shit or whoever, cancel, shut down, but like the comedians can get there. Oh, it was a joke, man, or whatever, So like a lot of the times it's like that's their job to do that shit because no one else is allowed to. So it's like...
and it annoys me that there's people in the audience laughing at it and totally agreeing, but will never say that to their friends.
Yeah.
Never even bring it up. Or
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just too taboo, but they're fucking good. Yeah, he's sick, man. Another fucking dude I think sick coming out of Australia. First of all, I think Australia, man, we have a really unique... cool sense of humor. I think we're some of the funniest people in the world.
I think so.
If I humbly say myself.
I humbly think so. I haven't travelled too many places. That's not because I am
Australian, but I'm just looking at all different comedians around the world.
And I would even say...
I just like our style, man.
And I would even say when it comes to, not even just comedians, when it comes to like just people on a daily basis, Australians are probably like some of the funniest people.
We're funny fucking dudes,
like,
man.
Yeah, not even looking at...
And ladies.
Yeah, not even looking at like Australian comedians versus fucking American comedians versus fucking Egyptian comedians or whatever. Just the people in general, that you meet them at the shop, you're going to meet some funny motherfuckers.
Yeah, you can be a Egyptian-born Australian and you're going to have that Australian humour, man.
Yeah, but you go down to the butcher, you'll meet a funny dude. That guy cutting up the meat's probably like a funny-as motherfucker. He's just saying crazy shit back there. That's all. I know what you're saying. Australians are just funny, which has always surprised me that, like...
We like a laugh.
That we don't have, like, many, like, world-renowned comedians in that sense, like you think of the biggest comedians in the world, you don't think of many Australian names. It's always surprised me, but I think a lot of that comes down to like the fucking assholes who control a lot of the comedy scene here, and like they only let that real PC bullshit through, And like, you think of anything you've ever seen, anyone on the project, anyone on like the Melbourne Comedy Festival shit. They're the shit that's on, you know, the people who get the actual airtime where like Australian like audiences are going to see or whatever. They're never the good comedians, you know. It's never Steve Hughes.
Or they get him and it's 2 minutes.
Yeah, but it's rarely, you don't see
like,
you don't see Steve Hughes on
2
there.
minutes.
You know what I'm saying? You don't see even like an Isaac Butterfield pop on there. And he's told those sort of stories, you know, because, you know, he has one joke that's bad, so like they don't get him. They get like these shit comedians. Even I know someone else who, a friend from the gym who knows a comedian, and they were doing something that was being recorded, and he just didn't want to talk any sort of nonsense because he's like, this is going to hurt my shit. I can't be seen talking like out of place and all this sort of shit. It's like, dude, you're a comedian. What are you talking about? You're meant to be having fun, bro. What are you like? Why are you dodging ideas? That's not a good way to be funny, bro.
I just wouldn't want to do it if that's...
I know, yeah.
Like, if I got to, like, do that, then I'll do something else.
So
I don't want to do that.
I'd like, it's fucking, well, especially being in like where we are, it's not the craziest comedy scene here in Adelaide. You'd probably have to at least move to Melbourne or Sydney or some shit, eh?
I reckon, yeah, and I reckon what exacerbates what you just said is like,
that word, nice.
I think, fucking, like, this is nothing. This is just me observation outside looking in.
Observe it, man.
But, my observation is like, America sort of is like the United States of the world.
Yeah.
Not United States of America. And I think sometimes they're just so on their own dick that they don't really give any time.
Yeah.
And that's where all the big promoters and, you know, like, you got to make it there to be big, which is sad.
Yeah.
You know, like, if you're an Aussie comedian coming up, your best chance, you got to sort of fly over there and get your name known. And
yeah, I guess. But these
get
days,
on the late shows.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I reckon the game's totally different I reckon it's just, you could be here if you're good enough, man. You can just have someone recording you and posting clips every day on fucking Instagram, Twitter, putting them on YouTube. And I reckon
you just got to not have the algorithm hating on you.
Yeah, but as long as you're a good comedian and as long as it's funny shit, I reckon there's no reason it can't get big from your locate. Like, you know, I reckon anyone with the internet now posting shit can get. It's the same as like making music or whatever. Like back in the day, probably to make some crazy hip hop, you had to be in America. But like these days, fucking anyone can make it in their bedrooms now. You can get a fucking beat from anywhere. You can, you know, and then chuck it on the internet, and it's just got just as much reach as...
I believe that too.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe there's a bit of both.
Yeah, but people probably
I
aren't
reckon
doing
it
that
would be
these days.
easier
Yeah.
if you were just born there.
It's hard. Oh, no, definitely. 100%.
You know,
yeah,
like-
and because the scene's so big there.
so massive,
It's
man.
massive. And, like, it's not as big here, and it's like, it seems way more controlled here. You know, like, they, like, as in, like, the mainstream to get on, like, telly or anything like that, to get, like... into the big gut, you have to be
sucking some dicks.
Yeah, you have to be sucking some dicks. You have to be friendly to the fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to be sucking them fucking PC dicks. Yeah, dude.
Smoking dick, put it out under the door.
But that's where it's like, just have someone film your shit. As long as you can fucking get up somewhere and have someone film your shit, you can just fucking post it wherever.
You know what I like?
If you're funny, it's gonna be good. Sure,
You know what
I think. I don't know.
Well, I like to convince myself of a little bit as well, like with that, like just coming from it from an Australian tip is like
on that tip.
Fucking, I think there's a little element to fucking Australians. We're pretty lazy. Like we're
yeah, no,
we're fucking laid back, man.
Yeah,
and
man.
sometimes if it's too hard, it's fucking too hard.
Yeah, it's a lot
even
of
if
editing
it's not
sometimes,
really
man. I know what you're
that
saying.
hard,
Yeah.
but we're like, nah, man.
Yeah.
Fuck that, bro.
Yeah, fuck that, fuck
You
that.
come have a barbecue.
Yeah, but one thing that's cool with like even just like the YouTube and stuff is the amount of like just Aussie dudes that I've found through there that are like, oh man, these guys, it's maybe not stand up or whatever, but they're doing funny things or whatever, or like doing funny clips, or they make like sketches or some shit and they just upload them to YouTube. And I'm like, man, these dudes are fucking pretty funny. I'm like, it's killer to see fucking other Australian dudes just fucking doing funny shit, you know?
Yeah, because I even go
rather than just seeing a bunch of like, you know, shit from everywhere else, like you said, all the time or whatever. It is cool to see local stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Especially because we do have that cool sense of humor too.
Yeah.
So like, it's enjoyable.
Yeah,
man.
and because I really wonder when I watch, I can't remember what this guy's name is now, and I'll look it up in a sec. But he does these clips. I can't remember if I've sent them to you, but they're like different sketches, and they'll be just about like Aussie like jobs and stuff, and like the premise is every time he'll be like, he's like just looking for money, like to make quick cash basically, and he's like, right guys, he's like, you know, I want cash, he's like, and And then he's like, I heard about these people called like electricians or some shit. And then like he just does this whole sketch about like how easy like their job is or whatever. But he does it about like so many different like types of jobs or some shit. But he's like hell funny. But I wonder how something like that, because they're all real Australian. Like it's Australian comedy sort of stuff. Like you got to get some of the local stuff maybe. I wonder how that hits to people outside of Australia.
Yeah, I've always wondered about that.
Like I wonder if his fan base is mainly Australians, or because, you know, it's not like a local, it's a different thing. It's held big to people outside of Australia because they're like, man, this Australian shit's fucking funny as or whatever.
I think to go back to the last point too, like like how I think, you know, maybe there's an element of being in America or going to America, mate. Is sort of a good move to make is like people like the Flight of the Conchords always wonder because that's what they did.
Yeah.
They went there and shot it, and I always wonder like, would have they been as popular as they were if they didn't do that? You know, like
I
wonder how much that helped them.
Yeah.
Because they went there and they also used some Americans on their show.
Well, that's cool because that was
sort of bridge.
Well, what helped is that was the premise of the show. So that's what helped.
Yes.
I guess, you know, that's what was good. That's probably why they came up with that premise.
Yeah, because I've seen them interviewed
meet
about
both
it,
audiences.
And they were like, man, we got to like get there.
Yeah.
You know, like let's figure out.
Get there.
Like, that's fucking like move there.
Is that dude? How would you say that name? Is that just Garn?
Garn.
Garn on YouTube. He does.
So we say it in Adelaide.
Yeah, that's how we say it down here, man. I think it's Garn.
Everyone.
Garn, mate. Garn.
Everyone.
Garn. But look him up on YouTube because he's just got wicked sketches. They're, you know, like 2-3 minute fucking sketches. I'll have to send some through to you later. Cause
actually, in Australia, we'd call him old mate.
Old mate. Yeah, that is old mate, actually.
That's old mate.
Old mate.
Isn't it funny when you say old mate, people know who you're talking about?
Yeah, all the time, bro. All the time. It can be a young guy.
Hella funny.
A young guy you met 3 weeks ago somewhere, and the other guy saw him 2 months ago. You'd be like, old mate. You'd be like, yeah,
my 5-year-old nephew.
You're like, I did see him. Old mate. Fucking hell. That is wild. But he's got some good, like, it's just like Australian post workers, like every Telstra worker. And,
Sick.
like, it's fucking,
Sick.
They're hell good, man. Every
Sick.
council worker out and shit. Fucking, there's some good ones.
Sick.
But, yeah, any other Aussies?
I got, well, he's Aussie born, but that Ronnie Chang.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, dude. Yeah, well, he's one who I think has moved over to America now. He's like, I think he's in LA doing all that sort of
but
stuff.
I'm pretty sure he's Australian born, isn't he? Or he lived,
for sure.
or lived in Australia.
He's got hardcore Aussie accent.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, and that's a hard thing to fucking acquire.
Yeah.
It's a unique accent.
I only know of like two Asians that when you look at them, they sound Aussie, and you're like, what the fuck? Is that guy? And it's another dude that directs movies. I can't remember what his name is, but he directed like, I think the Aquaman movie and a few other movies. But he might have been one of the guys who did the original Saws, and that could be just a totally incorrect fact. So fuck it, you know, just look it up, dude. Look it up, bruh. This is some poorly formatted. We just spit shit, dude.
Wait, hold on.
So we spit.
I just heard Wiki update.
Yeah, he just said that was correct. Yeah, he just said that was updated. But when he talks, he just sounds so Australian. I'm always like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" It trips me out, man.
Yeah, and he also has the Australian humor, like his angles, and his topics.
Yeah,
like I think we're really good at talking about simple stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like we can make that really funny, man. Just simple stuff.
And well, just like his joke about leaving like the iron on or whatever and shit. It's so simple, it's so funny.
I reckon he has the best relatable, and it would be relatable worldwide. His skit on showing your mum or elderly family people with helping them with technology.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
Have you seen that? When his mum's rang him up from China from fucking about the computer. And she's like, I can't see any. What, you can't see the cursor? Right, fuck it, I'm flying over now.
I'm flying over.
Don't touch anything.
Yeah, he's got a special on Netflix that I haven't watched yet, but I think that'd be probably pretty good. I don't know, worth checking out though. But it's hard not to mention obviously Carl Barron when it comes to
bruh.
Australian comedians.
I mean, that's like you can't get any more Aussie than that.
And he had like a lot of fame. I remember when I was real young, he was like just
he blew up a bit.
You know, like his DVDs were everywhere and shit. I remember going with my cousins watching him and shit. He was probably one of the first Australian comedians I was introduced to, I reckon.
Okay.
And then being like, man, this dude is funny as hell, man. And like no one else that I'd seen.
Another real fucking funny kind of love out of Australia. Like he's not Australian, but I think he lives. He lives here. Irish fucking Jim Owen.
Who cares?
I like Jim Owen.
Yeah, Jim Owen's cool, man.
I just like he can make me laugh just with a facial expression.
Yeah. How Australian is he?
He lives in Australia.
Does he? Yeah.
Because, well, I'm pretty sure he does.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, but he is funny. He is funny.
I met him one time in Darwin at a we're in a hell remote place, and I was there with some people fishing and shit, and fucking he was there on a charter, a separate thing, but he was at the pub thing where you would eat.
Yeah.
And the charter person told him, well, oh, fucking Jim Owen, like, you know, fanboy, and he's like, he goes, mate, this cunt's the most miserable cunt I've ever met. That's what this Aussie fishing charter goes. He goes, until he catches a fish, he's the most miserable cunt going. I was
That's funny as fuck, man.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Well, at least he's real.
Yeah, He's not being fake and
not
shit.
always on the fucking point.
His facial expressions always crack me up on that dude.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Like, he's just the way he emotes shit.
Bro, he's like so telegraphing with his facial.
Yeah.
Because he even has good skits on like just your eyebrows.
Yeah.
You know, you can't like go into a bathroom. Hey, you know, just the way he does it. That was fucking awesome, man.
Good.
Some more Aussie ones. I fucking that's all
Yeah.
We got more. We got lots more.
Oh, there's heaps,
there's
man.
Heaps,
Yeah,
man.
look
Look
'em
at that. Hey, look at that.
Hey,
man.
we got-
like I said, we fucking lazy here.
We
in
got
Australia, man.
limited time.
I
here.
gave you two.
We got limited time here, man.
Yeah, man. We gave you some, man.
Yeah,
Give you a
man.
shame.
Yeah.
With some of your, you got a list there, man.
I got a little list of dudes. Obviously, Bill Burr is a fucking top. He's like one of my favorite comedians.
Yeah,
like,
man.
I haven't seen a single Bill Burr special. That obviously never seen him in real life because why would anyone ever come to Adelaide? You know, that's seems ridiculous. But except Theo Vaughn, the absolute legend. Theo Vaughn came to Adelaide and we went and seen him, and I reckon that was one of the funniest ones I've ever seen live.
And Arch Barker, but he practically lives here too, you reckon?
Yeah. He's always here.
Because he's bigger here than America.
Yeah. And he was on the Flight of the Conchords show too, wasn't he? Yeah. But he is funny. And he does say heaps of that Australian shit. So he obviously must be here like a lot of the time because he knows the culture heaps.
Yep.
And so that sort of stuff. But because like you're saying with Steve Hughes, like he was super funny to see live, and like he makes you think. It's like a next level of like thinking about the shit. Yeah. But just for like pure like laughter, like in the gut and crying, seeing that Theo Vaughn one was like,
that was sick.
I was like, man, this is like hilarious to me, like to the point where it really made me realize how different stand-up comedy is live. Because obviously I haven't seen too many, seen a few. We've seen Andrew Schultz as well. That was good live. I like that. He was definitely funny. But Theo Vaughn was just like on another level to me, man. I thought he was so like, it was just fucking hilarious to the point where I was like, man. And I think about some of the specials I've just watched on DVD, whether it be like Eddie Murphy ones or like Richard Pryor or whoever, Bill Burr. I'm like, man, imagine being in that room for that thing.
Dude.
You'd be in tears the whole fucking time. It'd be sick.
You ever notice, like, even when you find someone, and if you're by yourself, you kind of wish... Like, it's always funnier if someone's on the couch with you.
Dude, yeah, even just when we were watching that little clip before, we watched a clip of Mitch Hedberg, which is like a hilarious comedian. He did like sort of what we call it's like just sort of like punchline jokes.
Yeah, like one-liners.
Yeah, basically, yeah, like just joke after joke after joke. None of them
unrelated
have to relate.
One-liners.
And like he had such his own style. Like you see how he's always sort of like had this drowsiness to it. Like just the way he said shit was so fucking comical, and everything was so funny. But like I laugh way more watching that with you. Just then, like I was crying watching it then, rather than I watch it by myself. I still love it, but
it's definitely a thing.
There's an infection. I think that's why seeing it live with everyone in the room is like just like well they say laughter's infectious, you know. It's just such an energy. It's a different thing. It's almost like, it reminds me of some fucking sort of like cult ritual or some shit. Like just the amount of energy that's being developed in this room.
Black
you know?
magic
like,
going on.
Yeah,
man.
dude. Everyone's like laughing and entranced at like this one fucking like person. And they're just saying like shit, you know, like, which like, you know, if you were having a one-on-one on that person, you wouldn't be as engaged. Or it's just a hell fucking weird phenomenon that fucking happens. Anyway.
I have had a weird phenomenon where, and it's like the movies. You know when you go to a movie, I had it with a Carl Barron one. I went and seen with my uncle at the entertainment center, and fucking, you know when you go to a movie and people laugh when you're not supposed to laugh?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking laugh at something. They're just laughing at shit that isn't funny.
Yeah.
They're retarded.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And I remember that can annoy you in a
big
live
time.
set, man,
Yeah.
because it happened one time with Carl Barron. But Carl Barron, man, he fucking just called it out, eh?
Sick.
He's like, who's that fucking... and the whole crowd just fucking lost it, man.
Yes.
And I couldn't even, because it's a big place where we were, and you could hear where, and I could just feel the person shrink in their fucking
Yes.
seat, man. It was fucking,
Yes. Yeah, that's cool. I haven't had that. I seen one of the first ones I seen was Danny Boy, and I remember when I seen that, everyone was just laughing before the joke was finished, and you didn't get to hear the punchlines properly. And I was like, what? Like, and then I just was like, I missed the fucking joke, and then everyone's laughing. I was like, did anyone even hear that?
Once too.
Yeah. Then that was all right.
Yeah.
It wasn't the funniest one ever.
Because I remember there was some shit going on in the world. I can't remember some shit going on.
There was some shit going on in the
Yeah,
world.
this
man.
fucking thing we're on, man.
There was this thing, man.
Stuff happening.
Some stuff happening while we span.
And a crocodile come up. And anyway, fucking...
Head went that way. My legs went that
and
way.
he was dancing around it, remember? And when he come out, he said, oh man, I've changed up my set a little bit because of this. There was an event.
What was happening?
There was a world event. I can't remember. It was something pretty big.
Fuck.
But he come out and said he changed his whole set pretty
Shit.
much.
What?
Do you remember that?
Dude, I hell don't remember what.
We looked at each other like,
Damn.
we were like chatted.
Yeah, maybe that's
It was
why
still-
it wasn't as.
it wasn't.
Because
It
I remember the
wasn't.
first time I seen him was better, and that's why I was like fucking 15 or something.
Yeah,
then,
but he specifically come out and said,
I hell want to know what was happening now.
acknowledge this fucking current situation that was
Yeah.
going on, and he just didn't want to speak on it, and he said he had to change his setup a lot for
Yeah.
it.
The only thing I remember is he said like a Trump joke at one point. Had Trump just recently come to Adelaide or something like that? Because remember how he had that thing and he's like, he just said a joke about like everyone in Adelaide come to see him or something like that. And then I was like, oh, mate. And then I don't know. That's the only connection I made. Was
I
like,
can't
it was
remember,
whatever
man.
timing that was. I can't even remember when that was. That was a
Nah,
few years
it was
ago
long-
now.
That was a long time ago.
Long ago.
Long time.
Low tab. We haven't seen anyone in a while, actually, obviously, with all this shit going on. But, yeah, just haven't seen anyone. Who was the last one we seen? Was that Steve Hughes? The last one? Or was that Schultz?
Yeah.
Might have been. Must have been.
Yeah.
Don't know. But there's a few dudes on the list that I haven't even seen live, but obviously just seen specials and stuff. Most people, I guess, haven't seen any of
Fuck,
these
I ain't
dudes
seen
live.
Eddie Murphy live. He's on the list, man.
Yeah, fucking oath, dude. Eddie Murphy. We'll just fucking mention him right now. Obviously, he's on the list. Apparently, he's coming back and he's meant to be doing like another special on Netflix or something.
Hopefully it's,
Yeah.
because he said some shit,
Yeah.
and delirious and that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But fucking,
Yeah, he said
Man.
some shit.
he was was he 19 or 21?
Well, I think 19.
Fuck, that's crazy.
That's insane, dude.
In that, you go watch that, man.
Well, that's equivalent to like Biggie Smalls and what he's doing, like just with a different fucking
breed of
thing.
human, man.
Yeah, it's just like that's insane. Like fucking hell, dude.
Just like,
How did he? Because I don't really. Did he get super big through stand up and then go into movies, or did he?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, that's wild. That like, what age did he start then? Fuck, man, these are things worth googling, aren't they?
I think I've seen before, remember you see him, what's a movie or a set, and before one of his sets, it shows him as a kid fucking doing stand-up to a big family barbecue, like a big family gathering.
I can't remember.
And they're all laughing and shit. And
Shit,
then,
no, I
it
can't remember.
flash forwards to the set.
All right.
It's like, it's meant to show that,
Yeah.
he's been doing this since
No, I
he
don't
was a
remember.
little kid.
But obviously since a little kid.
I watched that when I was 10.
Yeah, nice, dude. That's wild.
Can you imagine the shit I was saying?
yeah.
Couldn't Google, motherfucker.
Please, butt cheek.
Bro.
Oh, dude. But another good comedian is totally different, but Joey Diaz.
Oh, man.
Dude, how funny is that motherfucker?
Man, see, I almost like him just talking his stories more than
Dude,
his stand-up, but
yeah.
his stand-up is awesome.
Well, I haven't seen his stand-up properly because
I've only seen probably 2 sets.
Yeah, I started watching one special and it might have been like a HBO special, but
With the nurse, and it was about the boarding school. He fucking.
Oh, no,
had
I
the
think
fight
that
with
one
the
was
fucking-
on. He might have just told that in a stand-up special as well, but there was this...
I remember seeing him doing it on a stand-up.
There was this thing that was, I think it was on Comedy Central, but heaps of them were uploaded to YouTube, and it was called This Isn't Happening or something like that.
Okay.
And it was like this story show, which might have been like started by Ari Shaffir maybe, but it's where people would come up and just, they were meant to not be telling like jokes, like a set that they prepared. They were meant to just tell a story that happened to them in the past.
Yep.
And then I think that's where Joey Diaz told that story.
Yeah, I think
about
it is.
being in the school.
Pretty sure you're right.
The nun school. And
now
having
I'm
like
seeing the people sit around.
the Greek kids around or whoever it was and shit.
Because they're sort of in a circle around.
Yeah. And he's like talking around. So I don't know where the fuck that's sort of set up and shit. But that is funny. And there's so many of those stories that are good. But that, everyone has to type that Joey Diaz. This Isn't Happening. I think that's what it's called. Type that in and it'll
Pretty
come
certain.
up. Yeah. But fuck, that is some tier-worthy stuff. If that doesn't have you on the floor, like your gut rupturing, man, that is so funny.
He's
and watch
so
that
raw,
with someone.
man.
Yeah, watch that with someone because you'll both crack up. Show your mum that one.
I remember when I was working on the train lines, man,
Yeah.
like there was a lot of downtime because we're doing night shifts. So
Yeah.
We used to pull up the ute in the bushes and the dude I was working with had a laptop. We'd flip the laptop out and we would just listen to
Yes,
Joey
dude.
Diaz tell his fucking crazy fucking stories,
Yeah,
Joe.
hey, listen, cocksucker.
Hey, cocksucker.
Because I've heard Joe and like Joe Rogan and a few other people like say just throughout listening to the podcast that they said that he's someone you have to see live because like his energy and stuff, and they were always saying that he's never put down like a proper really good special in the sense of like how Bill Burr has, which captures exactly what he is. But they're like, man, Joey Diaz you have to see live because every single night everyone in the audience is on the fucking floor. And just from like listening to him like, you know, on podcasts, hey cocksucker, and some of the shit he says, I'm like, man, this guy live would be the funniest thing. I reckon probably one of the funniest people on the planet live.
Man.
He'd have to be hilarious because
Yeah,
he'd
man.
be ripping on dudes in the audience, saying crazy shit. Fucking my nuts smell, cocksucker. He'd just be going
And
nuts.
then he laughs as well.
Yeah,
It's always
dude,
makes me laugh too.
That he'd be fucking just so good to see, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but I'll stick along the same sort of lines of those sort of dudes who are all like in that same sort of scene. But Tom Segura is one that's funny.
Yeah, I don't know much about him.
But he's got a few specials on Netflix and maybe some other places and stuff, and he's got his own podcast which is fucking hilarious with another comedian, his wife Christina P, and she's hilarious. She's funny too. She's funny, but his specials are like some of his like observational type comedy and how like laid back it is. He's one of those dudes who, like we were saying, Jim Owen emotes heaps with the facial expression. He doesn't do heaps of that. It's way more laid back and chilled, but fucking cracks me up just as much, man. Some of the shit he says fucking just sends me for a loop, dude. But same as Andrew Santino.
I haven't heard of him.
He's another dude who's,
I'd have to see him.
Yeah, you'd have to see him, I guess, in that. A few of his specials are fucking pretty funny. But I just like the way the dude thinks about shit. I find it's how similar to the way I think about shit. I'm like, man, this guy fucking cracks me up. But he's got this one that I'll have to send you later. But I think it might have been how I first found him. But it was just like a clip from like one of his stand-ups or something like that. And he was doing like an Indian accent the whole time. And this guy's white as they come, red hair, giant red beard. And he's doing like this Indian accent. And he's talking about how he was adopted by Indians. It's all like fake, obviously. But he's talking about how he was adopted by Indians.
Clayton Bigsby.
And he was raised in India, but like as a little Vranga kid. He's like, that's why I have the accent. But he's like doing the whole Indian accent. He's like, some people think it's really funny. Or and the thing absolutely cracked me up though, because I was like, this is like, and he sticks with it, just like the whole joke. Some people are like, what the fuck is happening right now and shit. I have to send it to you though, because it cracked me up. I don't know what you type in. Just type in Andrew Santino Indian accent or something like that. But fucking, I was like, man, that's killer. He just committed that whole fucking thing. I was like, I gotta see who this dude is. But that Theo Vaughn, obviously.
Yep.
Theo Vaughn, we mentioned him. But he's one, because I've actually seen live, I'll rep him all day. He was fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah, he's the thing that stuck out to me about that set was the funniest thing. The bit that got me the most was the fucking his acid trip.
Yes, yeah.
And he lay down in his grandparents' bed, just in between his grandparents, fucking tripping balls.
So good, man.
I'm not even gonna repeat. I can't do it justice, but fucking dude, that's a fucking crazy, fucking funny story, man.
Dude, like his energy and the way he says, he's the type of dude who can say anything, and it's so funny. Or the type of dude who's like, other people couldn't say his jokes and it'd be funny. He's just got like a way of saying shit that is different. Metaphors that for days that just make no sense. That's like a frog's leg on a Barbie, man, or something. You're like, what the fuck does that mean, dude? Like, what? It's like if a leopard crawled into a pool and did a backflip. You're like, okay, man, so I get it, I guess, but fair enough, dude.
He seems like a dude that, if you look at his earlier journey too, it seems like he almost tried to do the Hollywood thing where he fucking got the haircut and everything.
Yeah.
You see all the earlier shit, and then it's like he must have been like, fuck it, man, or whatever. I don't know the story, but he grew his mullet out.
Because he was on like a show on, I think, MTV.
And it doesn't,
for a while.
He looks all schmicky in that, doesn't he?
I'd never really heard of the show, but it's called Road Rules.
Okay.
Yeah, no idea what the show is, but I think it was like a reality type show back then. But he started off like on that, I think, whilst he was doing comedy. So I think he was trying to, like you said, do the Hollywood type thing, make it on those type of shows. And then I guess he's like, this isn't me or whatever. Joined a cult or two or whatever.
Yeah.
Took some mushrooms. And fucking, it just kept it going, man. Mushrooms, man. Mushrooms, man. Who else we got, man? Obviously, if you mention Eddie Murphy, you have to mention Richard Pryor.
You have to.
You have to, man. Yeah, he's got like 4 specials that I can think of that are all hilarious. And he's probably got more specials that are like recorded and that. But all funny, man. And like, how many comedians have copied his style?
Oh,
dude,
he's a trendsetter.
Yes, dude, like birthed like a whole style. Of
and
comedy.
I loved. I remember growing up, fucking really loving. There was a couple of movies, man. I can't remember what they are. One where he's moving, and he's like gets all his shit's in a removal fucking truck, and it's a big saga. But
Is anyone else in the movie? Because you normally sometimes he was paired with someone, like with
I can't remember, man. But it was fucking. He's got some funny old school movies too.
Yeah,
man,
dude, he
Richard
does.
Pryor.
Even him and Eddie Murphy. Whether it's Harlem Nights, I think they're in together.
Yeah, I think so.
But he's in what's the hospital? Critical Condition. So I can't remember. He's in a few though. Or what's the one with the guy from Willy Wonka? What's that dude's name? Gene something.
I don't know.
You know the dude I'm talking about? You know the old Willy Wonka movie? Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, dog?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, shit, man.
I don't know.
Golden Ticket and shit, bro.
I don't know if I ever watched it.
You don't know? Fuck, what's the dude's name? I think it's Gene something.
Is he? Oh, he's got the curly hair?
Yes, dude. Yeah.
Blonde curly hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a funny dude too, man.
Fuck, what's his... Yeah, that's the dude. Anyway.
That's the dude.
What's his name? Let me find his name real
Original
quick. People are just shouting out because everyone's like, everyone knows this fucking dude's name. Gene Wilder.
That's it.
There you go.
There you go.
They're in a few movies together, but man, the first one I seen with them two together.
Is he the Hear No Evil, See No Evil?
Yes. Yeah. They're in a couple movies together, but that one.
Is that Eddie Murphy and him?
No, that's Richard Pryor and.
Hear No Evil, See No Evil's Richard Pryor, is it?
Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder.
Oh, you know what I'm thinking of? What's the one where fucking
Trading Places?
Yes, I get them mixed up.
Yeah. They did a lot of black and white duos back then,
that's
didn't
the
they?
same era, the same timeline, everything, man.
That's such like they did that a lot. That's so like that's such a Hollywood at the desk type thing to do. We'll take a black guy, we'll take a white guy. We'll get all the black people to watch it, we'll get all the white people to watch it. Genius, guys. We don't care about the Asians, we don't need Mexicans, we just need the white and the black.
Now we'll get the white people to play everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah, bingo.
Put a wig on, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Give us an accent.
But that Hear No Evil, See No Evil is hilarious, man. The premise of that movie is just fucking so good.
I think I've watched that 100 times, man.
Which is Richard Pryor's blind and Gene Wilder's deaf.
Yeah.
And then they witness a murder together,
That's
obviously because one of them hears it and the other one sees it. Yeah. And then they're like, yeah, dude, that's such a good fucking movie,
cool movie. And I think the old business hats in it are the same dudes from Trading Places.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
nice.
always certain.
I haven't seen it in a while, but I'd believe
I
it.
think there was some crossover there.
Yeah. Richard Pryor's in a fair few movies.
Yeah,
so,
man, he was in heaps.
He's in heaps, bruv.
His book's interesting.
Is it?
I haven't read it, but I've heard people.
But I read that it was interesting.
Like I said, I'm from Australia.
We get lazy, dog.
Lazy.
Man, it's on YouTube. Said it was good, dog.
700-page book. Yeah, I flipped the back and read the fucking description.
Yeah, dude. But if we're staying on Giants real quick, Dave Chappelle obviously. Has to be mentioned, man. Dave Chappelle is fuck, man, one of the first comedians I got into when I was young, to where I was just looking up all his stuff, where I was showing other people. I was trying to show my dad like clips because I just thought it was funny as. I was like, other people have to think this is funny, surely.
Well, I found him first through some of his movies, like Half Baked and shit.
Okay.
Never seen any stand up or anything because I was pretty young. And then I think it was the Chappelle Show.
I think Chappelle Show is when I first seen him.
That would have been next, and then I seen his stand-ups.
And then
so
I
seen
just
it all in different order.
Yeah. I think I'd seen him because I didn't have Foxtel. I was at a mate's house and he had like the Comedy Channel.
Yeah.
And it was just, I think the Chappelle Show was on, and he's like, oh yeah, this like the fucking Chappelle Show. I was like, what the fuck is this? And it was just I was like, this is hilarious, man. When I went home, I Googled Dave Chappelle, and that's when I found like his specials, I think, For What It's Worth and Killing Them Softly.
Oh, yep.
And man, I had those on repeat as a kid. I thought they were just the funniest things ever.
Well, go on.
You could not tell me that there was a funnier person on the planet like when I was young.
Going back to the Chappelle Show, I remember like house parties because I didn't have Foxtel or anything, but I had that.
Yeah.
I owned it.
Shit, boy.
Nah, on my CDR.
yeah.
And, but like when we would all come back to my house and shit, like sometimes I'd put that on like for and you know I was always bringing randoms home, random fucking all sorts of like groups. I was one of them
just
people.
Fucking groups.
Bring the whole pub back to my house.
Yeah, come on, guys.
And fucking, I'd put that on, man, a lot of the time. And I've never met anyone who didn't fucking like it. Like it made everyone laugh all the time.
Yeah, it's so good, man. It's
the
so
Rick
good.
James skits and the Prince skit
dude.
and that.
But even
and
all
Charlie
of them,
Murphy,
man.
how good's fucking Charlie Murphy?
Yeah, dude, yeah. Even just some of the little skits, man. I don't like all of them have something that's fucking funny.
Oh,
about
dude.
it, you know, and they're still funny today when you watch them.
Yeah,
you know, it's
man.
killer, dude. Killer. But
hater ball.
yeah, man, I repped that dude as the funniest guy on the fucking planet for a while. When people were like, who's Dave Chappelle? I was like, Dave Chappelle. I was like, oh, he's the funniest guy on the planet. Ranked. I said that. I was like 15, 16, like, ranked, dude. I ranked it. He's up top. I've seen like 3 comedians at this point on YouTube. Ranked, bro. Fucking ranked, dude.
What? He called ignorant.
He got ignorant. I ain't ignorant. But staying on the Giants, man, Patrice O'Neill. Have to mention him quickly, man.
I gotta do that.
This guy is fucking like a comedy god, I reckon. Like, should have been so much fucking bigger.
You know what he looks like to me, just quick, like when you sent it to me?
Yeah.
He looks like the black dude off of Family Guy, or and that black dude got his own show as well.
Oh, okay, yeah, I don't know the guy.
The fat black dude.
Fucking Cleveland.
Yeah, something like that. It just reminds me of him. When I looked, I was like, oh, like I instantly cartooned
I reckon
him.
you would have seen some of this dude's stuff before because he's been on a few roasts, and I know you've seen the Charlie Sheen roast, haven't you?
Yeah.
He's in that. For
Okay.
sure. He's got like a thing, he crushes it.
Yeah.
He roasts the shit out of it.
How good were they?
Dude, well, this guy's so good at roasting. This guy could fucking just crush anyone because, like, his stand-up specials are so good, man. And, like, there's points just in the middle of, like, the thing. He'll start roasting someone in the audience, just like some random chick. He's like, why aren't you having a good time? He's like, your face, like, fucking, look, it's all screwed up and shit. But, like, he would just roast anyone. And then, like...
Yeah, don't sit in the front row, man.
No. Well, go to... If you go on a comedy fucking thing, have a good time, dude. What are you trying to prove, man?
Yeah, just don't sit in the front.
What are you trying to prove, man? You're not a part of this show, you know? You're here to watch.
Yes.
But,
Fuck.
But I paid. But,
we all paid.
Something that he was so good at. He was on so many, like, radio appearances and stuff like that, or, like, the Opie and Anthony show, where, like... Man, just like listen to this dude talk. Like, if he was alive today to have a podcast, I'd be tuned in every fucking week because it would be the best shit fucking ever. He was a dude that was like, you know how like people said like Biggie, he was like, you met the guy when he was like 19 and it seemed like he'd lived like a whole life. He was so wise for some reason. This dude seems like one of those guys that was like 35 and just for some reason had like wisdom of fucking like he'd been on the planet for fucking 300 years and just knew how shit worked, thought about shit in a different way that could just crack you up, man. You're like, man, this guy's fucking like top tier at this fucking comedy shit, man. That's some dude everyone needs to go check out and go shine some fucking love on that guy, man.
You know, you just popped something in my head. You know how like fucking corny Chuck Norris can be?
Yeah.
I was watching one of his fucking Jim Rowe ads the other night.
Yeah, boy.
And he just sort of said what you just said. He goes, he's CrossFit thing. He goes, I feel like a 50-year-old with the knowledge of a 75-year-old.
You got it, Chuck.
You are a fucking dickhead.
You got it, Chuck. Fucking sick, bro. Keep flexing. Keep flexing, buddy.
Look at your missus. She's whack, bro.
She whacked, dog. Can't even fight, dude. I see your films, man. We didn't mention you in the martial arts episode, dude. Why? How did that guy get so big?
No, we did. We said he wouldn't be shit if it weren't for Bruce Lee.
Yeah, we did mention you. My bad, I lied. Yeah, dog.
Yeah, we threw shots.
We do shots. Clacker. But Bill Hicks is another one of my favorite comedians.
You mean
Alex Jones? My bad, dude. That's my bad.
You ranked fucking confirmed here.
Confirmed.
You ranked that.
Look at the teeth line.
Look at the teeth, man.
Frogs are gay. But this dude fucking he's got I think maybe 3 specials and maybe like a half-hour one, but they're all from like, you know, 88, 89, 91 or something like that. Like they're all really fucking old. So some of the stuff might feel a little dated to some people. Like not everyone likes this dude's like comedy or whatever. They might see a clip or like him, but I've put on like this dude's special on around people or like lent it to people and they're like, yeah, I don't know, really. They're like, that was all right. And I'm like, man, like
we're doing 20 to 1s on.
Yeah, you really got to be like into a certain type of comedy, but this is the type of dude that like Steve Hughes likes. I've heard Steve Hughes talk about this guy before, like that he would have been like, man, this is the dude that he was watching when he was a kid because fucking he's saying all the out there real fucking wild shit and in just such a different way that like cuts straight through and fucking, you know, like have audience like, oh, what the fuck did this guy just say? But there's a killer doco about that guy and I can't remember what it's called. It might be called like The American or something, but it's just a fucking absolutely wicked doco. If you're into that dude, even if you're just into comedy or whatever, it's just a fucking cool thing about his life and that. And he seemed like he fucking lived a pretty fucking cool life. Definitely a sick comedian worth checking out.
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah.
Alex Jones.
Frogs are gay.
Frogs are gay. But another dude, which I gave you one of his stand-ups. I'm not sure if you've watched it yet, but this dude cracks me up. His stand-ups, whenever he's on a podcast or like, I just hear him on anything. Ian Edwards.
I don't think so.
He's like...
What did you give that to me on USB?
It's on a USB. I remember telling you about, he had this special, the first special, it was just an audio thing, so it wasn't taped, but it's on YouTube. You can go check it out. I can't remember what it's called, but if you just type in Ian Edwards special, it'll come up. And it is absolutely hilarious, man. This guy cracks me up so hard. He's got like a British accent, but, not that, man, but he can still be funny. It doesn't matter, okay, guys? Give him a chance.
What? But his teeth look like fucking burnt corn.
But this guy's second special, he set it up to be sort of like a TED Talk, right? But it's like, but it's called Ian Talk. And then like, I can't remember what it's called, like Ian Talk. And then like it's got like a subject line after it, which is like talks about like random shit basically. I can't remember what it's titled, but and he comes out and he's got like the pen clicker which like flips the slideshows over, and he comes out and he's like, I can't remember what he says exactly, but like he does his comedy thing like that, and he like flips the screen and like a pair of titties come up and he's like, bitches. And then he starts doing his joke about like bitches and shit, and then he'll click the screen, it'll go to like the next thing and shit. But it was just like hell funny, it cracks me up. But this dude's just So funny, man. I reckon, like, in real life, man, I wouldn't be breathing around this dude, man. It's fucking just so fucking funny, man. So laid back, too. I have to send you some of this guy's stuff, because he's one that's so original. There's no one else that's like him. But I reckon to see this guy would be fucking killer. He's done some shit with Dave Chappelle, too. I reckon to see those two together would be top tier shit. That would be sick. That would be fucking sick, bro. But, another dude that I haven't seen too much of, but I've only seen clips, and he's been around for a very long time. But this is a guy that, like, other comedians say is like the god, is Dave Attell.
Nah.
I reckon if I sent you some clips, you'd be like, oh, I know this guy. Because this dude is fucking so funny, man. I'm going to mention everyone just say the same thing, because I don't know how to describe different types of funny. But this guy's funny, man, you know?
What kind of funny?
He's the type of funny that, like, when you're watching it, you laugh and stuff. But he's the type, can just say just the fucking funniest shit, man. He can roast people. He roasts people like crazy and shit, but he walks around with just, like, this, like, backpack and a beanie and, like, a hoodie and shit all the time. But he's been in a fair few roasts and shit, I think, too. But he's got this one special, which I'll look up to see what it's called, because it's the one that's fucking, like, everyone's like, go check this one out, and it's fucking hilarious. But I don't think it's on YouTube. I think you might have to, I don't know, have a certain app, or like go to Comedy Central to watch it. I don't know where people watch most things. But do you got anyone else?
I know G for me, and I reckon this is a dude that where I reckon like a Steve Hughes would have got a lot of his fucking inspiration from, is George Carlin.
Oh, dude, that's a good mention. Yeah.
Because he's on the, he's like almost a conspiracy comedian.
Yeah,
he gets into the, he's just telling it how it is, really. And people like to call that conspiracy when you're just talking facts. But anyway, another person who was like, for me, growing up, was the funniest person alive, and I got sent to detention room every day because fucking Jim Carrey, man.
Oh, dude, nice. Yeah.
Not his stand-ups.
I haven't really seen like any of his stand-up.
He's one of his stand-ups. He does, I think he does like 100 impersonations. That fucking dude, man, has a rubber head. Like, he can go from looking like Clint Eastwood to fucking someone else.
Yeah, fucking no, dude. I've seen a video of him where he does like the Grinch face.
Man.
He's just like in the middle of an interview, and he like does and it looks exactly like the Grinch.
Right.
It's fucking trippy as. I showed my niece. She was like, whoa, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, that motherfucker. And I always used to think like what you just said before then about something like, imagine fucking, like if you were around this dude all the time, you'd be in stitches. And I used to think, like, if you lived with someone like, say that was your uncle, he's probably not as funny.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
In that weird, it's like the kid who's got the pool and never swims in it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You know, like,
well, there's times where I've seen other people's dads, and I'm like, man, this guy's funny as, and I'm like, probably not a great dad though. You know, like I love hanging around this guy, but probably wouldn't want him to be my dad. I think, you know, they probably don't think my dad's too funny, but like, I don't know, he's probably a better dad than that, I think. You know what I'm saying? Because they're probably like, yeah, that's really cool. You think my dad's funny, but he doesn't cook tea.
Motherfucker ain't home.
Ain't home at all. He comes around to make you guys laugh and fucks off when you do.
Another OG for me, man, is and I reckon he would be an influence for the dude you showed me just before, the one line dude.
The Mitch Hedberg. Hedberg.
Stephen Wright.
Nice. Yes.
That motherfucker can just talk.
Yeah.
I can just look at it because he's got that huge, crazy hair with the bald, and just the way he talks, it's like he's half asleep.
Yeah.
Because he was even he was in Half Baked, and that he was
doing the couch.
And I remember the first time I ever really heard him. I had the soundtrack to Reservoir Dogs.
Okay.
And for some reason, he narrates it.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Fuck, that's so
in his voice,
trippy.
Fucking weird as fuck,
Random.
Like, why?
Seems random.
But and then I was like, who the fuck's this cunt, man? And then I got to finally, and I reckon he's a dude that just kills it. You watch interviews with him too,
yeah,
and he's got like the interviewer's head popped, like they don't even know what to say to him anymore because he's just the fucking that's it, man. For me.
Yeah, killer. Another dude I forgot to mention was Tim Dillon. is a guy who's pretty funny. I think I sent you one of his podcasts one time when he was interviewing someone that we were just like we were interested about at the time. It was I can't even remember what the fucking topic was, and it just happened to be that they were just on his podcast. And I was like, oh, this just like relates nicely, and I sent it through. Can't remember what the fuck it was, but he's a dude that is so unapologetic with some of the shit he says. Good. It's fucking wicked, man. And he can crack me up just going on rants. He'll go on like rants for like 10 minutes by himself. His podcast is pretty much just him sitting at a desk with like aviator sunnies on, just like ranting about shit. And it is fucking top tier hilarious, man. Like if you just want to listen to people rant about shit that like sort of know what they're talking about, but probably don't, go check Tim Dillon out. That's some funny fucking shit, man. But yeah, that's mainly it, you know, I guess. You know, there's the second we hit stop, we'll be like, oh, dude, there's a million other people we didn't think about. We should have prepared a list better, but fuck it, you know.
You know, it's poorly formulated, man.
Yeah, dude, we don't formulate shit correctly, and we're Australians too. So
yeah, we're lazy.
Guess lazy, man.
One good. Have you ever seen? I wanted to ask you. Have you ever seen this Australian, like, and all the cast is Australian? Have you ever seen the Australian Wilfred?
No.
You know the man who dresses up as the dog? He's in the dog suit.
Oh, I've never watched it. I've never watched the show, but I know of the show. I remember when it was on. I remember seeing trailers back in the day and shit.
The American one, shit. But it's the same. The person who plays a dog in the all-Australian version moved to America, and then they made it. So he was the only Aussie in it, and all the cast was American, except for the main dog.
Yeah. What's it called? Wilfred.
Wilfred, the Australian one, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking good, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's fucking
sick.
Funny as fuck, man.
Yeah, killer. I have to check that out for sure.
Hell funny, man. Hella funny.
Hella funny,
and another dude, another Aussie dude I just totally forgot. It's Chris Lilly, man.
Oh, dude, his shows are the funniest, man.
Bro, like,
his shows are so good.
His caricatures,
yes,
man.
Dude.
Characters, man, are fucking...
They're wicked, man.
They're so... He puts so much effort into it.
Yes.
They're so good, well thought out.
It's just 100% commitment, and I love that in whatever anyone is doing. It's so good, dude.
Man.
Just commit to the absolute full. If it doesn't work, fuck it, man.
Who cares, man?
Who gives a fuck, dude?
He transforms into that person.
Oh, like, so good, too. Like, everyone has to go and check out every Chris Lilly show. Especially, like, that's one that, like... Australians love it. Like when Summer Heights High came out, I was still in high school, and that that ran through my fucking high school. Every kid loved that fucking show. You know, they were walking around
Jonah
doing it. It was just quoting Jonah all day. Everyone and just like, oh, ringers, bro. Like,
ringers, bro.
Oh, they're not even. They're like a race miss. You know? Everyone was quoting that guy all day. That was just but that's a show I reckon every country could get down with, just because it's so fun. And it gives you like a snippet of like this like little backstreet Australian type life, you know what I'm saying? It's so fucking funny.
I remember even when I went to Thailand, that's what they had on the plane.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's funny as.
So, you know, it must be international.
Yeah, because I love how it shows like how he's, what's his name? Jonah, isn't it? In the show? Yeah, how he's in like the like
Jonah from Tonga,
like the special help class, and he can't read properly and shit. And they're like, if you can like learn to read like this one little book, basically, like we'll give you like a grade and shit. It's just so funny, man. Like, I remember being at school all the time. There was that class, man.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
It's so good
because he's got that one line about that too. He's like, now ask him after he does his lesson. He's like, yeah, I would be mad to read because like then I could read like Harry Potter in like a day.
Fuck yeah, dude. And I love when because he loves doing like breakdancing and shit.
Bro.
And all his mates are like, yeah, Jonah's like the best in
the
like,
maddest.
Yeah, in like the suburb, bro. Fuck yeah, dude.
Because his original one before that was We Can Be Heroes. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea the order of them, but there's a few of them.
That's with the old lady who rolls. Had Ricky Wong.
Oh yeah.
The cop.
Yep.
Fucking.
And then
remember the grandma that rolls? One of her legs bigger than the other.
yeah. And was Summer Heights High second then?
Yes. Yeah.
And then
Because I remember who showed it to me, and I remember she had the DVDs.
Okay,
and,
yeah.
And I remember that was first, and then Summer Heights High.
Because there was another good one that was after Summer Heights High.
That was the one, Angry Boys. With Peace
Yes,
Mouse.
that's right. Yes,
I bought my elbow.
Dude,
I bought
nice,
my
yeah.
elbow.
And that's the way, ain't
Yeah,
And they-
because that character is from the original
that's right.
We Can Be Heroes.
But crack because they drove the
Cheeky
little
nuts.
they drove the little pulsar in the backyard.
Yeah,
and
the
he's like,
pulsey.
we're gonna break him out of deaf school.
And because he's going to like donate his eardrum, he's like, is it like, so when I donate my
hey,
eardrum,
Mum,
hey, Mum, is he like going to hear what I hear? Am I going to like hear what he hears?
It's so good. So hey Mum, is it like when I give Nath my ear, is it like I hear what he hears and the other way around? No, I didn't think so, eh?
He had that game
So
you play
good,
in the
man.
family photo, sneaky nuts. He'd always pull a nut out.
And then the little skateboarder kid, was that in the same?
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
in the
yeah,
same one?
yeah,
Man,
yeah, yeah.
sick show. Fuck yeah, man. That's some good stuff.
Fucking good Aussie shit right
Some
there.
good Aussie shit,
For
man.
your ass.
For your ass.
But fucking that's it, man.
That's it, man. That's all I got.
That's all I got, man.
That's all I got, man.
That's all you get.
Yeah.
Go fucking tell me some funny shit.
Hey, that'd be good.
I feel like we've done all the talking.
Fuck, it's crazy, man. It isn't even a two-way thing sometimes.
Hey, man. I feel like we've done all the talking.
All of it.
Come on.
Come on.
Tell me some funny shit.
Some funny shit. Yeah. All right, dude. Thanks for listening, man.
Cool.
Cool. I mean, yeah, cool. Cool.
I mean, it was like cool at first.
You know, just like rapping
And
about
then they
nothing.
started rapping about nothing.
People started to say things that made sense. I was like, what the fuck? Like, people reading shit? Oh, get the fuck out of here, man. I don't know where that shit come from, man. Like, fucking crazy, man.
Ciao. Under the door.
Under the door, son. Rockness monster.
Go away.
Stormjet.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.